Hi all, it's PJ with Montevilla Sewing Centers, and we're going to talk about hooping with tacky stabilizers. Tacky stabilizers have a paper on one side generally, and then the stabilizer on the other. So when you peel away the paper, there's an adhesive side to the stabilizer. Get this apart here. So this part is tacky adhesive. Here is how you hoop with them. Depending on what it is that you're doing, you may just want to peel this away and put that stabilizer to the back of your fabric, which that works as well. But I'm going to show you how to hoop if you're going to do what's called hoopless embroidery, which is, I don't know who makes up the names of these things, but if you hear the term hoopless embroidery, all that means is that you're not actually hooping the goods that you're going to embroider. You're just hooping the stabilizer, and then you're affixing the goods to be embroidered to the stabilizer that is hooped. So you're still going to use your hoop. This is the paper side face up. And this process will work for any of the tacky or adhesive stabilizers, whether it be a cutaway, a wash away, a tear away, any of them. Now, the process is the same. All right. So paper side face up, and you're just going to hoop this like you would fabric. So that is hooped. Then you're going to take a pin, P-I-N, not pen, P-E-N, and you're going to gently score this. Now, you want to press hard enough that you're scoring the paper, but not so hard that you're going through the stabilizer. And I generally do this on my cutting mat. The first time you do this, you wouldn't want to practice this on your fine dining room table or something, just in case you get a little carried away. And I just do it with an X. And you're better to go a little bit light than heavy, because you can always score it again. And then I use the point of the pin to kind of pick up that corner. And then you just tear away your stabilizer. Or sorry, tear away the paper. And then that's all, this part is tacky now. Now you can put down your little piece that you're going to embroider. So this would work well if you're doing like little tiny quilt blocks, or the quilt blocks, or if you had bigger quilt blocks, but they still were not big enough to actually hoop. It would work well for that. Or if you're doing, say, socks that are really hard to hoop and you really can't, you need to stick them down, this would work well. The other thing this works really well for is if this were a wash away tacky and you were trying to do, say, you wanted a monogram on a hanky that was way down here, and there's no way to hoop that, you could hoop up your stabilizer, and then you could set this like this so that this is in your embroidery field. You could stick this down, and then you could either tear it away or wash it away, whichever kind of stabilizer you had. But it would allow you to get your embroidery way down here to the corner of, say, a hanky or a tea towel or something like that. All right, in this case, I'm just going to hoop this way, or I'm just going to set this in this way. And you just want to push down to make sure that that's secured. And then you're going to go and stitch your design. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. I've stitched my design. This happens to be a tearaway. So in this particular instance, I can just grab my little sample block and very carefully just tear this away. If this were a cutaway or a wash away, you would just want to trim close to your stitches. And I'm pulling to the inside so that I am not dislodging anything in my hoop. All right, so there you go. Now you have a big hole here in the middle of your stabilizer. And here you could just tear the stabilizer out of the center of this, and you would have just your stitching. Okay, to fix this hole, I'm going to take this loose piece over here, and I'm just going to trim this off. And then I really only need about half of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a patch for this hole. And you, in essence, want this to be about 1 inch larger than your hole all the way around. So I'm just going to cut this piece in half. And then on the back side of my hoop, I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to just peel off the paper off of this whole thing, and I'm going to put that over this. So to get the paper away, I find it easiest to just bend a corner and then roll it back. If that doesn't work for you, you could gently score that and then peel it up just like you did for the front of this guy. Okay, so then I'm just gonna place this over, kind of center it, and because you're working the back side of the hoop, just very lightly put that down, and then turn this right side back up. Then take the paper that you used, that you just took off of there, and put that over the entire thing. And now, I should be more specific. Put the protective, the shiny side, against the sticky part. And now you can push. And you want to push the entire patch, obviously, into place. But you really want to push around where the hole is. All right, so now you basically have your patched piece, and you could take and put your next block down, stitch away. There's no need to remove this. You could put, after you stitch, you would peel that off. You'd have another hole. Take your other piece, remove the paper, place the patch, and you can just keep going. If the top part of this gets to the point that it's not sticky anymore at all, you can just use temporary spray adhesive to hold this in place. So this type of non-hooping, if you will, or hoopless embroidery works really well for things that are like this. They're not very stitch intensive, red work, things like that. If you have a design that is very, very dense, meaning it has a lot of stitches, this possibly is not the best way to go, because it's really just the tackiness of the stabilizer holding your fabric into place. And with a lot of stitches, you will have a lot of push and pull, and it could dislodge your fabric. If you have to use this method and you have a very stitch intensive design, I would strongly recommend using the baste in the hoop function to help hold your fabric into place. I should also mention that you can do your patch, and then you could just unhoop this. If your patch didn't cover all of this, you could, so when I take my bits off here, I always save that protective paper and just cover up the sticky parts, and then you can just store this flat in a drawer and then reuse this the next time, because that mark is going to kind of stay there. And even if your design isn't the same shape, you don't have to waste all of this. So the other thing that I do is, when at some point this is going to get, this part of your stabilizer is going to get to the point that it just isn't sticking anymore. So I would then just cut off all the excess pieces, but I save all of these just in case you ever need to make yourself a little patch. Say you get a bird's nest in something and you're forced to take out not only the bird's nest, but some of the stabilizer as well. Guess what? The stabilizer that's under here, perfectly good stabilizer still. So I just keep all of those scraps. This is Floriani's Wet and Stick. The comparable OESD product is Hydro Stick. They have a water activated adhesive on them. To me, one of the biggest advantages of this type of a stabilizer is it's less expensive than the Tacky stabilizers. The stabilizer on the Wet and Stick is based on the Floriani medium tearaway. The Perfect Stick tearaway is based on the Stitch and Wash. There's two different ways that you can work with this. You could activate the glue and then just put your entire piece down and hoop up just like normal. So in that case, it would be used very similar to a fusible. You can also use this for the hoopless embroidery. And once again, the hoopless embroidery just means that you're hooping the stabilizer, not the goods you're actually embroidering on. The one tricky little thing about this, which I think I have found a solution for, is getting the right amount of water on here. If you don't get enough water, you don't fully activate the adhesive. If you get too much water, it can actually almost hold too well. Plus you have to wait for it to dry a little bit so that it will get tacky. This is the mist sprayer. And I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm hoping that this will show up on the camera, but I'm not sure. And I'm not sure that that showed up. What's different about this sprayer than most spray bottles is that it is in fact a mist. And so what is good about this is when you are spraying your stabilizer, it gives it a nice even mist, but it's not too much water. And I am pretty sure that the camera will not show this, but there is just a very nice even misting of water over that entire surface, which is perfect because you don't want too much water. All right, you could at this point just put your fabric down and away you go. Here's the other thing that's nice about this. If you're gonna do hoopless embroidery, you would hoop this up. Here's the other thing too. When this comes off the roll, it's probably going to be all rolled up. I did press the other piece. I did press this first. And I just put the adhesive side, which is kind of shiny, on an applique pressing sheet. I didn't use steam at all, but just a medium to hot iron and flattened it out, which helped. It just makes hooping a little bit easier. All right, so I have my hoop. I am going to hoop this very similar to how you would hoop with a tacky stabilizer, with the paper or the adhesive side face up. So here is my hooping. It is, because of the coating, it is a little bit crunchy. And then I'm going to tighten this. When you're working with this stabilizer, I tend to loosen my hoop a bit, hoop, and then tighten up. The pre-tensioning isn't as imperative with this scenario because the stabilizer is so stiff. And you can see here, that's a nice tight hooping. Now what you can do, and if you didn't want to affect this side, you could just cut that off. But now what I can do is gently spray that with my mister. Give it a second so that the glue activates. And you can kind of tap on it to see when it's gotten a little bit tacky. And then you can put your fabric down and just smooth that down. If you got water on this side, it's fine. When it dries, the glue will be good as new and it won't hurt anything. So there's your piece. And then you would just stitch it. You could tear it away, and then again, you could cut this off and replace the hole just like you would with the tacky stabilizer. This is the Perfect Stick, or the Plus tearaway, and I've already released the paper like I showed you before, and I'm going to put my fabric down here and just press that. This is just a little test to show you that the water activated adhesive works just as well as the tacky. So that's all connected. This, I give it a bit to dry, which kind of re-solidifies the glue. But if I pull up on this, you can see that's very well stuck. I'm actually picking up the hoop with that. So that's nicely secured. Here, I'll pick up the same corner. Pretty much the same thing. So that's the two. Water activated adhesive, tacky adhesive. They both work really well for hoopless embroidery.